My name is Oshun. On this channel, we uncover the creepiest, most unusual haunted TikToks the internet has to offer for entertainment purposes. Please do me a favor and like, comment, and subscribe to the Soul Tribe for your weekly dose of supernatural coming to you, baby, every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursdays. Y'all are my Soul Tribe. Tribe is with a Y because the Y is for you, and that's because I love you so freaking much. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here with me per usual. Now, tell me your business in the comments and let's get into this video.
Y'all doing these love spells. Let me tell you the dangerous part of it. If a person don't want you and you do a spell to make that person come back, did you know every little thing that person don't like gonna come on their mind? Let's say you got a man, right? The only thing make him mad is when you keep going out with your friends or dudes keep hollering at you. Did you know this how the devil work? The devil would send all them different kind of men to talk to you, knowing your man crazy. All of a sudden, your man want to jump on you, put his hands on you. And men put spells on women too, trying to make that woman stay with him because she fine, she got this and that. I don't want nobody to have him. I'm telling you. Some of these women go crazy over a man. And then all of a sudden, different women in your inbox, all of a sudden, all these folks trying to talk to you, she think you cheating, and you done broke her heart so many times. That woman gonna do something to you and do something to them women too. Y'all better be careful playing with this stuff now. It's real out here.
So I was just scrolling on my timeline being nosy, and I came across this video. And in the video, this girl was talking about sex magic. I know it's getting spicy, but hear me out. So that triggered a memory I forgot I had about a legit time my friend messed with a demon. And by messed with, she slept with one. So this is what happened. Story time part 1. So like, I'm gonna try to keep this as blunt as possible. I have a friend who love hood niggas, and there ain't nothing wrong with that because everybody has their type. So she started fucking with this guy that she met on Facebook. Bada boom, bada bang. He comes over to her house. Rule number 1, never invite anybody that you're gonna fuck with to your house. Everybody's house should always be sacred. They have to earn their interest. They don't just come on the first time. Now, I'm not saying you can't fuck with them on the first day, because let's be real, we're in 2022. But your house, your apartment, your whatever is a sacred space. Treat it as such. Just my opinion. Don't mean nothing else to nobody outside of me. So it's also important to know he's heavily gang affiliated. And by gang affiliated, I mean this nigga's in the trench.
Imagine doing a love spell on somebody and then it all comes back to destroy you. You see my face, so you know I'm back with another spooky story. Someone submitted this story and told me it was about their cousin. We're gonna call her cousin Linda. So Linda met this guy, we're gonna call him Dodo, at work. Linda went from literally barely caring about being at work until Dodo joined the team. Dodo would bring this sense of excitement to work, where Linda was just looking forward to going to work because at least Dodo was gonna be there. So Linda and Dodo would go on to build this friendship. And they were inseparable. They spent a lot of times together at work and outside of work. So Linda really got to know the ins and outs of Dodo. And when they would spend all these times together, it would get late. And sometimes Linda just wouldn't feel safe to like go home, so she would just stay the night. So while getting to know him, Linda admitted to having feelings for Dodo. But no one knew if Dodo felt the same because Linda decided to not disclose that information. And of course, you know, knowing the ins and outs, she knew that Dodo already had a couple of options anyway. But according to Dodo, those women were just sexual relationships. Fast forward one day, Dodo's grandfather unfortunately abruptly passes away. And to help Dodo get his mind off of things, Linda being the best friend that she was, so to take his mind off things, they decided to go out to a bar. They got drunk and came back home. While they were home and Linda was consoling him, one thing led to another and they did the boom boom boom. Now, Linda. Anyway, so the next day they woke up, they didn't really talk about it. Linda proceeded on being there for Dodo throughout his entire grief period. And throughout the period of him grieving, they did not hook up again. However, Linda's feelings grew. One day, Linda finally said, you know what, I'm done hiding these feelings. So she confesses her feelings to Dodo. And Dodo actually felt the same. Dodo actually admitted to being in love with her and he was just scared of ruining their friendship. So they would go on and have like this flirty-esque friendship. They were basically best friends by day and doing the boom boom boom, making the bed rock by night. Everything was great until Linda was like, when are we gonna be together? We've been doing this cute bestie cat and mouse type of game for a while now, like, was tea. And every single time that conversation would come up, it seems like there was always a blockage on his end. Linda was ready to be a girlfriend. Shit, Linda was ready to be a wife today. But there was a blockage for him. So Linda thought, since her family is already privy with Voodoo, she might as well exercise what she actually knows and just basically give him a little kick to make him see her as, you know, a potential mate. So she did what any reasonable person would do and fed him a voodoo pasta. And that was just step one. Because she likes to go big or go home, she admitted to also giving him a potion. And the man was head over heels. He was so head over heels that he forgot about everybody in his life. That is until his family got involved. His family, knowing that something wasn't right, got involved and decided that they were going to bust him out of this relationship. So one day they got him. All that Linda knew was that she came home one day and that this man disappeared for months. And she had no idea what happened to him or even where to find him. Until one day, being the desperate girl that she is, when suddenly in storms an angry Dodo. To backtrack, when Dodo's family got him, they uncovered the truth about what his girlfriend was doing to him. They took him out of whatever she put him under. When he came back to realize, as much as he tried to ignore the urge, he just had to see her. So he would storm to her house, kick her door down, notices that she was sitting right there, Linda being excited that he came back, but also automatically noticing that his demeanor was different. He beat Linda so bad that Linda suffered such serious surgeries. She has lost all her teeth, dislocated her jaw, broke a few of her limbs, and he attempted to set her house on fire. But she escaped by literally just a hair. One of her neighbors heard the screaming, saw Dodo running out of that house, and ran inside to her rescue. Till this day, she has chronic pain and she is still suffering the consequences of that love spell. That was a submission from Jackmail IT. Maybe hold out before you do that love spell. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this story time, and even more of a thank you for 100,000 followers. If you ever doubt anything, just know, come here. I love you, my abducted humans. And I ain't never gonna stop loving you, bitch. Anyway, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm on my YouTube Zoom. I have so many stories that are longer than these posted on YouTube, so you better go check them out. I've officially reached 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. So if you weren't one of the original 10Ks and you've been...
So you guys, I want to come on here and tell y'all about the time that I, when I first got into spirituality, thinking shit was all fun and games, I did a freaking love spell. Okay, so I told you guys that I pretty much started my spirituality back in 2021. This is when I started researching stuff. I became heavy in the mystical and everything like that. And I also had a dream about my twin flame merging with my soul, which is another video for another time. That's a whole different thing. But anybody that understands that kind of concept understands that you go through a process and you need to meet your karmic before you meet your twin. So in this instance, I mistaked my karmic for my twin flame. So I was overly kind of invested into this man. So, we were, sleeping together, talking, dating, whatever for 3-4 months, probably even a year at this point. I was so back and forth with him because I was pretty much the runner, okay? But, I was so back and forth with him to the point where, years go past and, he stopped having interest in me. So me picking up on that, I pretty much was like, you know what, I'm going to do a love spell, which involved a honey jar and So, it worked. Definitely did. But that shit backfired. That shit backfired so motherfucking bad. So once I did the spell, I kind of forgot about it. Some months passed. I ended up meeting another guy. Now this guy was just fucking terrible, you guys. When I say I used to have dreams about him being demonic and just blood and demons and some dark shit. That happened a lot. He convinced me to get rid of my familiar, which if you are a spiritual practitioner, you have familiars. Mine was a black cat named Xena. He made me get rid of her. After that, I lost my house. Well, not my house. I lost my car, lost my goddamn job. They turned off my lights behind me losing my job. I almost lost my house behind that. This man, I ended up getting sick, very, very sick with COVID, because this is around like 2021. What else? This man also gave me because he was sleeping around, cheating on me. I got into a car crash because of this man. Literally everything that could have went wrong went fucking wrong. Okay, so when they say don't do a love spell, believe them. Okay, believe them, because a lot of y'all too young. Now, am I gonna? And then I also became severely obsessed with that guy. Not the guy who did all this thing, but the other guy. But yeah, again, don't do a love spell, believe them, okay? I'm not gonna say I'm, very practiced in the art. I might still do a fucking love spell, but at least now I know to have some type of form of protection and to not want to do that on any and everybody, because some people are just narcissists. Some people are just not good for you, and then you curse yourself with being stuck with that person. So yeah, lesson learned.
On particular people. No, baby girl, don't do no love spells at all, because it's going to backfire. You cannot manipulate someone else's life. You could do whatever you want to yours. Don't do that shit to somebody else's life, because it's going to backfire on you. Good, bad, indifferent, it doesn't fucking matter. You're trying to play God, and you cannot do that. Yes, we are gods, we are goddesses, but we are not Almighty Creator. No, the fuck we are not. You can't do that. No, hell no. Next video.
Okay, y'all, I'm back. I had to run around a little bit, but I was not trying to keep y'all waiting. So, this is part 2 of whatever. If you haven't seen, like, what is going on, what I'm talking about, please, I'm just going to refer you back to my page so you can see part 1 about what the fuck a damn love ritual, all of that shit, love spell, can do to you. So, this is part 2 or whatever. So, coming from part 1 or whatever, y'all know I said that, she said that she started feeling like she was having like roots and whatnot. She started feeling some type of way, because when she said roots or whatever, I didn't really think too much of it, because I'm like, okay, she's talking about like hoodoo or whatever, because with hoodoo, anybody can put hoodoo on you and stuff like that, but it takes a real practiced person to do actual voodoo. So she was saying, like, I feel like I have roots on me. And I was like, why do you think that? I said, why do you think you have roots on you or whatever? And she didn't think I had understood, but I was like, yeah, I said, I have like, lineage that has dealt with that before. But I said, why do you think you have roots on you? And she said, because one thing that I realized how I knew she wasn't lying is because she did say, she said, I feel like I have roots on me because it's like at night I'm so damn sleep deprived. She said, I'm sleep deprived, I'm tossing and turning. She said, I'm not really able to sleep all of a sudden. And she said, it's like I'm trying to battle an attraction towards the guy. She was trying to battle an attraction. Like she said, I don't know, because she said it felt like I started to just be attracted to him out of nowhere. She said she just didn't know what was going on. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, okay, maybe she really isn't telling me something I need to know or whatever. So I'm like, okay, maybe I need to ask her more questions. Maybe it's something that she doesn't want to discuss. Maybe it's something that she doesn't want to say. But she was like, yeah, she said, I have never had like any sexual feelings towards him, any of that stuff. Like she said, I never looked at him that way. She said, ever since we moved in and whatnot or whatever, and like you being my RA or whatever, she said, I told you straight up, she said, I don't have any sexual feelings toward him. So I'm like, okay. I asked again, I said, so are you sure that y'all have not like ridden each other prior to this, any of that stuff or whatever? So she was like, no, we haven't or whatever, stuff like that. So she was telling me, she was like, she said he did try to write me, he tried to write her over the summer or whatever. So she was like, over the summer, he tried to like write me or whatever. And it's like, I really didn't think nothing of it. And I'm like, okay, I said, now it's like she's starting to tell me stuff now. So I said that y'all end up like meeting up over the summer. And she was like, yeah, we did meet up or whatever. She said, we went on one little date or whatever and whatnot, and was like texting. And I'm like, boom, that's really how he got you for real. So it's like, okay, I said that you like label him. Was he able to, be around your energy more than expected? And she was like, yeah, she said, I really didn't see him as like a sexual partner, like a sexual person I want to be with for real. She said, I didn't really see him as like no boyfriend. She said, I see him as more as a homie, like, like, oh yeah, we cool, you the bro and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, cool, that's understandable. So I'm like, did y'all, did you know, like, so you knew, like, now it's starting to come out that you knew he liked you. And she was just like, yeah, she said, I didn't really want to say anything because I didn't know it was like, I thought it was going to be a little judgment because I didn't say that initially. And I was like, well, it's best that you said something at all, because not saying nothing at all would have been like, like, girl, you got to give me something to work with. So she told me or whatever, and she was like, we met up, we seen each other over the summertime, but it was nothing more, nothing less or whatever. So she told me she ended up, I remember she said that when she was around him, she said it seemed like his stuff with him was like real sketchy. So she said that, she said it seemed like stuff around him was like real sketchy or whatever. She said that was like one of the reasons that she really didn't want to pursue him in a romantic way. So I'm like, okay, cool. So, I was like, you telling me something, but you're not really telling me nothing. So she was like, yeah, and then we moved into college or whatever. She was telling me about some type of jar that she found. She was like, she found some type of jar or whatever, like, and she said, I don't know how, but she said, I feel like he got my DNA or something like that. Because she told me, she said she had went to sleep at his house. She said, y'all went to sleep over there, but she said nothing happened. And I'm thinking to myself, well, if you feel like you have roots on you, it doesn't really take anything to happen for somebody to get your DNA. So she like telling me and stuff like that. We just sitting there talking. So I said, did you like forget about that? Because I said he could have put something on you and you could have forgot the initial phase of when it could have happened. Because come to find out, she told me, she said, I've been kind of feeling like this for like weeks, like right before the semester started. But she said, I really didn't think that much of it, She said, I didn't think that much of it. She said, I would like go to bed every night or whatever. She said, I was tossing and turning. But she said, now it's starting to come to my realization what it's about. Because she said, I'm starting to see him in my dreams. And she said, we've never had anything sexual with each other. So I'm like, yeah, I said, something's definitely going on or whatever. So she was like, it's like at this point, it's like she's trying to fight it. She was trying to fight it herself, like telling him like, yeah, I don't want to deal with you and stuff like that. Like, I don't want you. I don't want anything to do with you in a sexual way. So at this point, she's trying to like fight it. I remember one night she actually had to come to my dorm because she couldn't sleep. And she said that she was just up all night, like in her head. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I was like, what had happened or whatever. So this had ended up happening like 2 weeks after we had our whole talk where she's like, okay, I feel like it's roots. It almost was 2 weeks later. It was like a week and a half later. And she was like, okay, I'm just going to, like pray or whatever and stuff like that or whatever. Because mind y'all, I told y'all her family's like from African descent. So, Africans, Nigerians, they deal with all that type of stuff too. So she had like told me or whatever. She was like, yeah, I just can't sleep or whatever. It's like at night. She said, I'm starting to think, I'm insomniac or whatever. And I'm telling her, we started to look stuff up. I said, well, like with me knowing something into that, like knowing a little bit about that stuff, I'm not going to say a little bit. I know like a big bit about it. So I was telling her, I said, that's like one main cause that you have had a root or something put on you. Root, spell, ritual, all of it intertwines. It commingles. So I was like, yeah, I said, you're sleep deprived because I said he's on your mind and you're trying to fight it. And it's like with you trying to fight it and whatnot, I said, it's basically like it's not undoing itself. So I'm telling her, like, I can't really tell you what to do and what not to do, but I'm just telling you, like, you got to protect yourself mentally because it's worse when somebody is tapping your energy, but when they're starting to tap into your mind off of, like, roots or a spell, I said sometimes some stuff with him, he may not be able to come back from it, but with her, I'm like, you may not be able to reverse it, but you may just be able to just get cleansed by, like, a spiritual healer or something like that. But she wasn't trying to hear that. She was like, my family's African. I can just have like a blessing done or whatever. And I'm like, it doesn't work like that when it comes to like roots and stuff being put on you. So we're talking about this, and then we talking about this in our program space. So mind y'all, tell me why y'all, we talking about this in the program space, and this boy walks up and he was like, what? He was like, what? And I was like, what do you mean? I was like, what do you mean? Like, what? I was like, you walked up in here. He said, y'all in here talking about weird stuff. He walks in the program space. He looks at her and points at her like, and you, he's like, you really like, he was telling her like on some, yeah, you really playing with me. And I'm looking like, yeah, what's going on? Like, I'm knowing what's going on, but it's like, what's really going on? Because now I'm thinking, okay, like, this man is really delusional. Or like what she's saying, like he really did put that on her, because after he left, they did, like, he was trying to like get to her, and I'm like, okay, I'm like blocking, like, okay, like y'all don't need to just be in here talking or whatever, stuff like that. He's like, no, she doesn't need to be talking. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm looking, I was like, girl, I said, let me be real with you. I said, you sure you haven't had any contact with this man sexually? So she's like, I can show you my call log, Snapchat, all of that stuff. I was like, well, I said, in a way, I kind of do believe you, but I said, you don't really have to show me too much. So she was like, no, I'm going to show you. She said, we've never had anything sexually. So tell me why, y'all, she is showing me all of this stuff. This boy bomb rushes in behind me. He was like, you talking too much, like you really running your mouth. So that's why I'm like, okay, I may have to call campus security or like call the campus police. And I'm like, okay, like you really doing too much. He's literally in here like looking like he's about to fight up on this girl. But my time is running out or whatever. I will post part 3. Come in for part 3 because it's more plot twists that it's coming. It's really working. It's getting there. So I'm gonna post part 3. Just repost, comment, whatever, part 3, because my time running out.
Part 2. So how long is part 1? How long is part 3? And part 2 didn't get good until the last 3 minutes, if that. But he was so cute. Hey y'all, it's me, the Money Professor. And everybody wants to know, what's an IUL? And I'm going to tell you. So this is you, this is your money. And on average, you take your money and you put it in the bank. And when you put your money in the bank, it's only going to grow at a whopping 0.01%, maybe a 0.001%. And while it's in the bank is loaning out your money, compounding your money, and making and keeping all of the money. And what you should do is take that money and put it into an IUL. And what's an IUL? It's an Index Universal Life Insurance Policy. So when your money's inside an IUL, it is protected and it's guaranteed to grow on an average of 8 to 10%. All right. And so when it's in those accounts, the account grows because it is growing on a compound or uninterrupted compound interest. And when it's protected because it has a 0% floor, guaranteed, no losses. Okay. So when the money is in that account, at the same time, it's growing cash value. And when you have that cash value, you're able to spend that money tax-free. You can use that money for leverage, such as, college funding, investing in property, or just other cash building assets. You can use that money as income replacement for retirement funding, or even build your own private bank, becoming your own family bank. And at the same time, it's a death benefit. It's a life insurance policy. So this death benefit, you are able to leave a legacy. It comes with living benefits for chronically ill or, critical illnesses. And also it's collateral. You are using this money to pay back this money when you are taking it while you're still alive. DM me more or hit the link in my bio if you are interested in creating your own IUL.
What happened years ago, this is how I know how crazy that shit would make you. Because when I first started, I didn't know. When I first started doing work, I didn't know how this thing would manifest. It was somebody that put me onto it. And I remember the first time I did a love spell, that shit backfired on me. And when that shit hit me, oh my God, that shit was like, I was obsessed. Like, I felt like I was gonna die if I didn't call my ex. Like, I'll be on the phone. Like, I'd say, I'm not gonna call her. And the batch the person gave me was like fucked up. They gave me the combination to do, or whatever, recipe. And it was fucked up. So anyway, I would be shaking, jittering. Like, I gotta call her. I gotta call her.
Whoo, child. My ex was like that about me, my ex-fiance. And yeah, we were obsessed about each other. And there's still something there that just won't go away. But it's 13 years of being with somebody. Supposedly it takes half that time to even get over that person. So I'm not halfway there yet. But it is what it is, you know?
So I had this female friend a couple of years ago. Me and her no longer friends because I cut her the fuck off. Here's why. She was a pretty girl, but she was heavyset. But that didn't stop her from getting fucked. She wanted love, but she was fast in the ass. And most men, they treat big women a little different. They not gonna love you in public, but they'll fuck the shit out of you behind closed doors. So one day she decided that she wanted love by any means. She gets with this guy. He was everything she wanted, but she couldn't get him to stop fucking other women. But then she tells me that he becomes obsessive. He's real clingy. He won't give her space, and he just crazy. He all over her, he's crazy. She made it seem like this just happened out of the blue. Come to find out, she had them put love spells on him. And she told me she put love spells on him. She said she wanted him, and she wanted him all about her. So one day when they was having sex, she put spells on him. Of course he did not know about it. And of course she took advantage of him. She told me all of this. So in the end, she got the man. She got some of what she wanted. The man was all about her. But he was so all about her that she couldn't breathe without him jumping down her throat. He was literally obsessive, possessive. And if I'm not mistaken, he ended up getting violent. Now I say all that to say, that's typically how the love spells work. When you forcing somebody to love you, you forcing somebody to be with you, it is unnatural. So the results will be unnatural. Ladies, if you want love, heal yourself internally. I'm telling you, a beautiful spirit will attract what's for you before a fat ass and big titties will. Become feminine, not just some of the times, but all the times. Forgive them people, let it go. Start going to the gym, drink your water, and truly take care of your spirit. That's how you attract the man that's for you. There ain't a man on this planet that ain't attracted to a beautiful spirit. Even the ops attracted to beautiful spirits, baby. Now before I cut her off, I should have had a conversation with her, but I didn't. I didn't trust her. I lost all respect for her.
Nothing, because I was looking at her ass dancing. She was cracking me up. Like, what are you doing, baby? I'm gonna have to go back and read, because I literally didn't read none of that shit. I was watching her ass. First I'm like, what the fuck is she doing? But then I'm like, she's funny and she's cute. And she tat it up. Oh, hey y'all, it's me, the Money Professor. How are you? I'm just, helping a client with some mortgage protection. What's mortgage protection? It's a life insurance policy that protects your family and your family's home in the event that you get sick, in a bad car accident, or just pass away before your mortgage is able to be paid off. This is the best way to keep your family and your home safe in the event that, like I said, you pass away. Mortgage protection policies are primarily term policies, and they last, 10 to 30 years, depending on your length of your mortgage payments. It also has the cheapest premiums, so it is extremely affordable for all homeowners, really. I personally believe everyone should know the power and benefits of having mortgage protection, as well as life insurance in general, the different kinds of life insurances that are offered, and how important it is to have for you and your family. Feel free to send me a DM to learn about more opportunities and what's available for you and your family's protection. You can hit the link in the bio, complete the application, and I'll be in touch as soon as possible. Talk to you soon.
The spirits have come to me to let me know that you are slipping on your end of the agreement. And Hazel dismissed her. A wave of her hand.
What the hell's going on?
And the root worker warned her and said, the same work that you have done against these women to get this man all to yourself will return to you times 9. You don't play with spirits, Cher. One night Hazel came home and Blue was like a zombie, sitting on the sofa, staring into space. Hazel looked at him and asked him what was wrong. And he simply looked at her with dead, cold eyes and said, you didn't hold up your end of the bargain. Hazel, realizing what was happening, tried her best to start apologizing and begging the spirits for forgiveness. Blue inched closer to her, his hand tucked behind his back, repeating, it's too late. It's too late. It's too late. What you send out will come back times 9. And from behind his back, he produced a gun. And poor Hazel had nowhere to go. Blue shot her 9 times. And she died right there on her living room floor. Now Blue was arrested, and of course, he had no idea what happened. He paying the price for Hazel's bad action. But she paid an even bigger one with her life. So take this as a cautionary tale in your own life. If you are going to go to the spirits and ask them to work on your behalf, you have to do the work as well. You have to make your offerings and pay your tithes, because if you don't, you might find yourself on the bad end of someone's gun. So be sure be sure that the love you have is the one that you truly want. And is it best to just leave well enough alone? I bet you if Hazel had a choice, she would have changed her mind very quickly. So the next time you find yourself in the battlefield of love, sometimes it's best to just let your opponent win.
She is very dramatic. I thought I was dramatic. She's dramatic as hell, honey. That story could have been a whole 2 minutes shorter because of her dramatics. But I'm here for it, regardless.
Y'all, listen, this is one of the most craziest story times that I ever had with dealing with any type of sweetener ritual for relationships, man. This shit is funny as hell. So I told one of my clients, I was like, okay, listen, we finna do a sweetener ritual for you and your man, right? It's very simple. I said, the only thing we're going to be using is my Spoil Me manifestation codes. I said, okay, baby, just click the link in my bio, get those codes right on your left wrist. Then I just want you to put some honey on your lips. And then as you go and talk to your man, your words are going to become so sweet. You know what I'm saying? He's going to start treating you differently. I'm thinking that I didn't explain this shit so good. I said, oh, I did that shit. I done explained it good. You know what I'm saying? It's simple. Y'all, tell me why I get a call at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's her. Hey, friend. I said, hey, baby, how you doing, baby? She said, I'm doing good, friend. She said, friend, let me tell you something. I put them codes on my left wrist and my body started tingling and shit. I felt energy shooting up and down my body. She said, ooh, it felt like a massage. I said, okay, baby. Also, friend, I put the honey on my lips too, friend. I said, okay, baby, good job. And then she turned the camera to her man, which was laying beside her, and he was asleep. And she... Y'all, tell me why this damn fool then took the honey and poured it all over his damn lips too. So honey all in his damn beard, coming down his damn lips, on his shirt, on his neck. I said, friend, I said, it was supposed to only be for you, baby. She said, I'm finna make this nigga sweet tonight, baby. I said, oh my God. I said, friend, friend, I gotta go, baby. I gotta go. So y'all, so listen. He wasn't mad about the honey being everywhere. She just told, I don't know what lie she told her damn man. She told him some shit, because my friend, she about crazy as hell, though. But her man, listen, they got back together. They having a good time. The energy is sweetened. The energy is rolling. You know what I'm saying? They finally back to where they was. But that shit just tripped me the hell out. I never seen no shit like that before. Like, man, them Leo women's is something different. They different. They built different. But y'all, listen, y'all can try that too, man. Y'all can put some honey on y'all lips, man, and go click the link in the bio and get the Spoil Me codes, man, right on your left wrist, and give it a shot, man. See what happens. Just don't put it on your man lips, all over his beard, all over his shirt, all over his face. But y'all, I love y'all so much, man. Enjoy the rest of y'all day, man. Peace. If y'all want more story times, just let me know, okay?
I mean, that's cool, honey, but you not giving a cautionary warning of what can happen if the shit go wrong. The fuck? Hell no. Be careful with people like that. I'm sure he mean well, but you gotta give the bad with the good. We need warning labels, okay? The fuck? Ciao.
Did you know you can create a love spell using certain herbs from your kitchen? I have a story submission from a kitchen witch, and she is from Trinidad. Basically, Kitchen Witch and this guy have been together for a while. But she tells me, She says she grew up in a spiritual Baptist home, so things like that she's never been a stranger to. She mentions that in previous relationships, she's always been through the most terrible heartbreaks. And she says that she highly doubts she can actually survive another heartbreak. So the decision that she made to trap this man was based off of her feelings and what she can and cannot take. Not because she was direly in love with him, but because she was comfortable in this situation and she just cannot start over with someone new. Now, she says she started seeing little signs throughout that relationship that would tell her that maybe he's gonna leave her. Little signs like him coming home later, him being distracted on his phone a little bit more, her feeling like he's barely paying attention to her. So she decided that, you know what? No, I'm gonna cut my losses. She decided that she was gonna do a binding spell. So while she was cooking his food in the kitchen, she says she knows exactly what herbs to use and what purpose they serve. She whipped him something real special. He ate his dinner, and she was right. The man was tied to her hip. He knew where home was. And he was even sure to tell everybody that he was in a relationship. She says after a year of this binding spell working, she becomes a little bit more secure in her relationship. So her head is not as much on a swivel and she can relax now because she knows like her man, this man is not going to leave her. And just when Kitchen Witch lets her guard down, this man comes up with a brilliant idea one day. This man said, maybe we should invite other people into our relationship if you picking up what I'm putting down. We should have threesomes and orgies. And Kitchen Witch, she's not with it. Absolutely not. She said, first of all, she's straight. And second of all, she's monogamous. So no. But where is this coming from? That triggered Kitchen Witch to go do some research. He would find out, even though the man never left her, the man was still doing him on the side. That cheating did not stop. If anything, it seemed like it got even worse. She says she's going through his phone and it's a zoo of bitches. And he's had with all of them. So Kitchen Witch decides to go back to the drawing board. She decides that she's gonna put a love spell on him. Because maybe if the love grows within him, then he won't have time to actually cheat. He'll know where home is and the love will be there. And she says she knows all the right herbs to put in somebody's food with the right intentions, cook it at the right temperature to get that man on a platter. And that she did. She added some oregano. She added some rosemary. I'm not gonna tell y'all the full recipe because y'all unhinged. And fed her man a beautiful, loving dinner. He eats it, and of course, he's enthralled. In love, if you will. They wind up having a child together, and they even upgraded to a bigger home. And with her being pregnant with the baby and giving birth, she said that she didn't really have much time to make him another special dinner in like over a year. At this point, after the baby, she completely forgot. And like I said in the first place, it's not like she was ever really in love with the man. She just didn't want him to leave because she was comfortable. This is the life that she chose for herself. So after she gave birth, she said that she was left alone a lot. So at this point, dude starts to leave her in the house a lot with the baby. But at this point, she's like, you know what? She's a mother. So let she be a mother. So she would go on to take care of this kid, whether he was there or not. But then again, remember, he would always come back home. So she says, you know what? Do you? Well, come to find out, he was still fucking around. So much so that he got somebody else in the neighborhood pregnant. So around the time that his girlfriend gave birth, he was leaving her alone to go spend time with his now other pregnant side piece. So one day, Kitchen Witch and her man is sleeping together in the bed when suddenly she feels like she can't breathe. So she wakes up to notice that her man is on top of her, strangling her. That he never really displayed much signs of violence towards her before. He literally just woke up and decided to do this. So he's attacking her and she's fighting for her life. She said the only thing that saved her was that lamp on the side of her bed. She was able to tap around for it, reach it, and hit that man. As she got up, grabbed her daughter, and ran out the house. She She said because she was scared to come back into the house, she decided to go spend some time with some other family across town. And while she's there, she gets a phone call from a female. When she answers the phone, the first thing the person says is, "So you're all right? You're good?" And she's like, "Who is this?" And this woman tells her that you need to stay away from my man. And whatever you're doing to him to keep him to you, undo it. Undo it. Now, she says she knows why the binding spell is still working. That is because she used a very powerful ingredient to bind them to each other. Blood. It's really difficult to undo work. The love spell, though, wore off. So she doesn't know what else to do. So now the side chick is working witchcraft on her. The side chick threatened to take her and her daughter out of the equation for the man. That she is working night and day to ensure that. And this woman emailed me, submitted this to me, asking me what to do. I do not know. She said just last week she got into a random car accident. She was driving pretty fast when her car just suddenly stopped. No car issues, no nothing. She says, yeah, she's trying to take me out. I don't know. What do you guys think? For me, this is just too messy. This is too much. For a man? For some Pinot? Nah, I'm good. Let me know what you guys think about this and if you guys would ever do a love spell. If you're not already, make sure you follow me on TikTok. I have so many of these stories on my page. And if you're looking for longer, spookier, and better stories, I have them on my YouTube channel. So you better go over there and subscribe. The link is on top of my page where it says Instagram. Oh, and while you're there, make sure you follow me on Instagram just so that I know that it's real. I appreciate you guys and I love you, my abducted humans. Your favorite Haitian homegirl. Out.
My last little boo was Haitian, and I used to try to get little stories out of him and stuff, but he was a Christian, so he told me some things, but not really, and I was like, okay, whatever. I can't relate. Anyway, but guess what? You reached the end of another video. Thank y'all for being with me. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. I do not take it for granted whatsoever. You are my soul tribe. Tribe is with the Y because the Y is for you. And that's because I love you so freaking much. Yes, I do. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate the support. Please continue to support me. I will be releasing vlogs that I did when I originally started my YouTube like 3 years ago. If you want to see them, you can check them out. If not, no biggie. These are the main thing for this channel, and these reactions will keep coming and getting better and better, and then we'll be adding stuff. And like I said earlier, if y'all want me to read submissions from you guys and stories that you personally have experienced throughout your lifetime, it better be spooky or it better be crazy, one or the other, then send it to the email essence@tenaciouscashflowacademy.com, and we will start a separate segment of viewers and subscribers scary story times that you want me to read out loud. Go check out the Kim Porter story that I read out loud. I am very animated, very dramatic. I am a Gemini, and that's what we do. Most famous people who are the best are Geminis: Tupac, Kendrick Lamar, Biggie Smalls, and Janet Jackson, blah, 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 blah. Actually, I don't know if Janet's Gemini or not. Don't give me the line. But the biggest, most best, outrageous stars, they're all Geminis. So that's just what we do, okay? We are very intellectual. We are very personable. We are very, very, very lovable. But we also can get down if you fuck around. Just don't find out, okay? That's all. Anyway, I love you. Thank you for being here with me. And I'm out.